I hate all of you. This day's already hard enough. Can I go without getting bullied by my own chat, please? I beg.
Penumbra, fuck you.
I guess not. Thank you, Lopi, for the fuck you. This is very motivating. Don't just say no. I hate all of you. Has Nico been going crazy in the pre-chat again? Nico, you're actually insane. Shut up, Lopi. Shut up, Tao. Fucking moderators. Imagine being a moderator for someone who never streams. Okay, let's do here and oh fuck. We're fine. Okay. We're ready. The alerts glitched out a bit, don't worry about it. I'm not late, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready to news all over the place. Do not call me Daddy Numbrel. Why would you do that to me? Why would you make my eyes see that? What? Y'all need Jesus. Big G in the housing for the super chat. It is quite the interesting start to the year. Wait, you can like super chats now? Hang on. What? Huh? Sorry, I just noticed that. I've never seen that before. I'm apparently out of the loop. Anyway. Should we just... I don't see the point in... Oh wait, I never tweeted out. Hang on. So yeah, kind of a wild week. Hey. When did they add liking super chats?
Penumbra, fuck you.
Just so you know, private videos still count towards total view count of a channel. Niji deleted the VOD's videos and shorts. They're that petty.
Wow, okay. Oh, so they didn't just private them, they actually just fucking wiped them out of existence. Okay. I mean, to be fair, there's... Okay, we'll get into it. Let's not jump ahead. Joachim, thank you for the 15 months. And Iron Fury, thank you for the 13 months. Let me just clear it out and then we'll get into it. It's been quite the week for Niji, and it's not going to be pleasant. If you're a Niji fan, I don't know, strap in, lads. Okay. Yeah, there's been a few archives. There's archives of Selen. Anyway. Okay, let me pull up the why am I so bad at this? Fine. It's been a whole week since I've streamed. Let me pull up the message really quick. Here we go. Okay. Why? Oh. Aha. I'm a genius. I'm incredible. You guys don't understand how intelligent I am. Sorry, I think for the 4 months. Yeah, the rest of the year. Let's not joke about the rest of the year. Tao, I'm not reading your message because you suck and you're a femboy. I'm not Servitism. Okay. Y'all are like my worst enemy in this. Right. So some backstory. Before we get into the deep dive, I should probably timestamp as well. Just some... the Selen thing. So, in December, Selen released a video called Last Cup of Coffee, which was a cover of Lily Pichu's song, and it was approved by Lily Pichu, and also had like an accommodating music video that cost a bit... Stop saying X chat, I will actually murder you. It had like an accommodating music video. All in all, it cost Selen about 15 grand, right? I think within like a few hours, right, Niji had privated it for Niji reasons, eventually boiling down to not going through the correct channels to get copyright permissions, even though she got direct copyright permissions from Lily Pichu, who said it was okay and loves people like covering her songs. So yeah, it was about 3 hours, right? And then, so Selen took to Twitter being like, hey, feel free to re-upload it so that you can all see it, because I put a lot of work into it and a lot of talented people also put work into it, so I'd like if people could still experience it. Then, she tweeted out about being in the hospital. That was the last tweet we got from her. Actually, let me pull up Let me pull up Selen's. Actually, Selen's Twitter's probably gone, isn't it? I was gonna say let me pull up Selen's Twitter, but like, it's still. Oh no, the poster's still there. Okay. So, her last tweet was on December 31st, which was getting discharged from the hospital, and 3 days before that, talking about being in the hospital. And that was kind of the last we heard from her. And in the last stream, we talked about like I wouldn't say everyone was looking for Selen, but a lot of her friends and stuff were asking, where is she? What's going on? You know, like, is she okay? She tweeted about being in the hospital and then hasn't tweeted on any of her accounts yet. So that was where we were at. And then some people noticed a few hours before this actual official notice went live. Some people noticed Selen's videos were getting privated. Her channel was kind of gone, and there was some. I wasn't there, but I saw the alarm bells. And then Niji dropped this. Now, I don't think I'm not being over dramatic when I say this is probably the single worst Niji termination notice ever. Up there with Zion's, but with Zion, I think some people were like willing to give Niji some benefit of the doubt. Now everybody's lost like faith in Niji, and so looking at this, it is probably the worst termination notice we've got. It is true, like, okay, even if you were being generous, right, and I'm saying like almost naively generous and giving Niji any benefit of the doubt, even if you assume everything they say is true, it's still a stupid. I'll read through it and I'll go over why, but it's still a horrible, horrible notice.
Penumbra, fuck you.
So, as for backstory in Hell in the year of our Lord 2023 during the holy time of Christmas, a slimy little manlet from a company named Nijisanji decided to be an absolute dick's gobbler.
And give this a shit heretic.
Everything is terrible. There's the news.
It is incredibly terrible. So, not the dick gobbler. That's too generous. Dick gobblers serve a purpose in society. We stand dick gobblers in this chat. The guy running Nijisanji, he doesn't even get that credit. So, let's read through it, right? Sincerely appreciate your... Okay, by the way, I just like to say, this whole thing of like, thank you for your understanding. Nope, like, nah. Never before has that sentence pissed me off as much. Hereby announced we've had to make a difficult decision to terminate contract with Niji Live versus Selen Thing, effective immediately due to repeated breaches of contract and misleading statements on social platforms. Attaches a detailed explanation. There was no understanding. There was no continuous support. Nobody was on your side here. Stop with the copy-paste bullshit. Like, it is with regret we have had to make the difficult decision to terminate our affiliation contract with Nijisanji and Live versus Selen Thing due to multiple breaches of contract and misleading statements on social platforms. For transparency, we have provided a detailed explanation of the circumstances and reasons. Right? Any color has established activity rules that our affiliated livers agree to comply with. These rules are designed to prevent infringement of third-party rights, leakage of confidential information belonging to any color or third parties, damage to the reputation or credibility of third parties, and other acts that may violate rights, engage in illegal activities, or involve socially condemned behaviors.
Penumbra, fuck you.
Hi Ben, I'm dealing with Super Bowl parties here in the US. I require balance wanted with -1 jock energy E.
Okay, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, yeah, apparently it's Super Bowl's today, so I don't know how many of you Americans are going to be going to that. I have a marshmallow stuck in my throat. I know it's a very strange thing. I have my hot chocolate, don't worry, it's away from my keyboard this time, I'm not going to spill it. So, don't chant USA. I had enough of that on the Heavenly stream the other day.
To say something worse. YouTube didn't let me.
I feel like YouTube should let it slide for this time, considering it's Niji. Right. So, essentially, they talk about these activity rules, which from what we know, I think this is the first time we've really gotten a look at like what they call it inside the company, but I assume this is like their contract, their rules and sort of stipulations for like liver behavior, right? As a company, we are confident in order to deliver content to our fans to enjoy in the long term and to create an environment where our affiliate livers can safely perform their activities with the support of fans and various stakeholders. The fans aren't important here, the stakeholders are. You'll get that vibe.
Heretic.
I use stream element. Oh, yeah, exactly. Thank you for the tip. But then you don't get the colourful message in chat and people can't like it. I can't like your super chats, by the way. Actually, I can give them the big heart. I can't do the little like, though. I wonder if they'll show up under the video at the end. Maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know. Yeah, stakeholders and shareholders aren't the same, but you'll notice that Niji is very much leaning towards one half. Despite our violations by Selen Tatsuki. Despite our efforts to uphold these rules, Selen Tatsuki has repeatedly violated the activity rules since joining Nijisanji in July 2021. Selen Tatsuki's actions in violation of the activity rules encompass a wide range of issues such as non-compliance with rights confirmation and authorization flows, which could potentially lead to infringement of third-party rights, including copyrights. Violations also include unauthorized uses of work and assets, disregarding the intentions of these parties, as well as lack of communication with creators and delays in Selen Tatsuki's commission payments to creators. Furthermore, there have been ongoing reports of inappropriate behaviour by Selen Tatsuki throughout our time as a Nijisanji and Liver. We have been addressing them as they arise. As a company, we recognise that these violations of the activity rules could damage the trust placed in Nijisanji. Yeah, that's what's going to damage the trust. Can't wait for you to... I've already posted to Shrive, and I post before I go live, which is why it sucks, because then I stream and I learn about news mid-stream, and then I'm like, fuck, now I can't put it in the short. It's going to be next week, I'm going to get a bunch of comments being like, oh my god, you don't care about hololive, you didn't talk about the hololive news. It's like, no, I just don't have a fucking time machine. I can't go back in time. Sorry, I was a hi, Evan. There you go. How's Japan? You having fun? You're wearing Lopi merch, which is an L, but you're in Japan, which is a W, so it balances out. As a company, we recognise that these violations of the activity rules could damage the trust. This was... People memed on this sentence so much. Like... the damaged reputation was not from Selen. If anything, Selen was the thing holding Niji up. This shit is the thing damaging your reputation. We'll get to the two sentencing later. I'm going to try and keep this... There's a lot that happened, a shit ton that happened, so I need to try and keep it chronological instead of just jumping around. Otherwise, I will get lost and I'll forget things. I have... In my notepad, I have, like, chronological kind of bullet points. Speaking of, fun fact, Selen wasn't told about this notice going up. Like, she found out when we found out. She made a voice kind of tweet on Dokibird, saying that she wasn't told, which I feel like is something you do before you put the notice out, right? You tell the person that you talk to Lopi more than me, despite our mutual hate for... I do not talk to Lopi more than you. That is a lie. I've never spoken to Lopi in my life. I interact with her on Twitter and that's it. So, furthermore, we have had consistently issued warnings to Selen Tatsuki each time there was a violation of activity rules. However, she repeatedly disregarded these warnings, often failing to reciprocate communication with her managers. Additionally, Selen Tatsuki has repeatedly posted false or misleading information on social media, insinuating that the violations of the activity rules were due to mismanagement by any color. Definitely couldn't be due to mismanagement by any color. Nah. Any color, small, very respectable company, definitely never does anything wrong. In May 2023, okay, this is interesting. So May 2023, people look back. Do you guys remember the costume competition that Selen had, where she tried to organize rules for, not rules, she tried to organize like a reward for the costume company she set up, where people would like send in, like their ideas for costumes and art, and she would give a reward to the top things, and there was a whole thing where she had to eventually pay out of pocket for the reward. That happened, I think, in May 2023. So when they talk about this disciplinary action in May 2023, that's what they think they're talking about. At least that was my assumption and a lot of people's assumption based on the timeline. Selen's kind of been fucked by Niji on multiple times. Like Selen, every time Selen wanted to do something cool, Niji kind of came out and was like, nuh-uh, and just kind of shit on it. So there's a few things she could have been disciplined for, but that timeline matches up. That's what people were thinking. Obviously, we don't have confirmation, but anyway, so they sent a notice saying that any further violation or misleading statements that could damage their reputation would result in termination of the contract. However, she has continued to violate activity rules, eventually leading to suspension of Selen's activities. On December 26, she uploaded the last cup of coffee. Materials for the video were shared for the first time with our management on December 24th. Since some elements in the music video lack proper authorization, December 25th, we communicate to Selen that permission we need to be obtained for relevant parties, which she obtained, by the way, because she paid for the video, so she commissioned it, so she legally had the rights to it. And she had a message from Lily Pichu saying that it was cool to do the cover. So this thing got community noted as well, which is really funny. There was a lot of community notes for this post. It was kind of incredible. Yeah, the producer said, I think, if I remember correctly, the producer gave permission back in like 2022, but not through, like, I think they just did it through like DMs and not through an official email. And then I think Selen got an official email from him because she was like, hey, can you send it officially through so I have the paperwork? Oh, hey, Falls. Yeah, hi. I need the luck. This has been a week and a half. This has been Jesus. Hey, at least I'm not you. You had to put that video up about like the alien stuff as well, which I am probably not going to be touching. I'm just going to tell people to go watch your video on it because no, thank you. Where was I? Yeah, so she purple guy. She had permission at the very least, and this is something that's come up a few times with Niji, where there's kind of like over restrictive requirements for posting fucking anything. You're updating with a JP thumbnail on internet. Yeah, I saw you were paying for like someone to subtitle it in Japanese. I think I saw that in the comment section underneath it, so it's pretty cool. It is all the statements are in Japanese, so I have no chance of reading it. We're gonna get to all again, Lunar. We'll get to everything post this after. Let me just get through this notice first and try not to get distracted.
So when do we march on any color?
We march at dawn. Gondor calls for aid. Niji will answer. So yeah, people kind of called bullshit on her not having rights and assumed it was just kind of management being management and requiring like way too like, because you don't know, agencies also require like rights to play games. So if a talent wants to play like a game on stream, they need to get official rights from the company, which is really hard because a lot of companies don't give out official rights for playing their games. They just kind of have this assumption that you're okay, or some of them have a statement on their website that lets you play them, but a lot of them is just an implicit like understanding. Some don't even like, or at least used to not give out official like rights to agencies for probably copyright reasons, but we're more than happy to kind of just turn a blind eye. So this seems like another one of those like overreaching requirements kind of things. So they told Selen and they were like, hey, take the video down. And then Selen, as I said, took to Twitter and was like, hey, feel free to re-upload it. And this is what they're covering here. However, Selen Tatsuki took to social media, specifically X, calling it X as an L, making misleading statements that omit essential context, notably management has privated the song. That is just true. That's what they did. That quote is correct. I don't see how that's misleading. Management did private the song. I think that was the first community notice this got, by the way. Some of it was like misleading statements when in fact management did private the song. I love community notes, man. It's like the one thing X says that's actually pretty good. Oh fuck, they made me call it X. Furthermore, Selen Thing's post includes a statement encouraging third parties to re-upload music video which breaches any color's guidelines for secondary creation. These actions led to various misunderstandings that damaged the reputation of both any color and Nijisanji. It wasn't a misunderstanding. People understood pretty fucking well what you did and they didn't like it. You can't just... Niji just keeps hiding behind this idea of like a misunderstanding is why people don't like them, and it's like, no, we understand what you're like. We understand what you do. We dislike you because of it. It's because you are the way that you are that we it's not a misunderstanding. We understand perfectly fucking well. Like... In an effort to calm the situation, we sought to either publicly disclose the reasons for making the music video private or have Selen Tatsuki disclose them herself. While being mindful of Selen Tatsuki's physical and mental health, management did their best to communicate with not only Selen Tatsuki herself, but also her emergency contact. Despite frequent communication with Selen Tatsuki's emergency contact, while remaining considerate of her situation, we were unable to come to an agreement on how to proceed. The decision was made to temporarily remove her access to various social media platforms and video distribution services under the name Selen Tatsuki. Now, this is the first thing that I want to point out, like, speculation was going a bit wild on, and I want to kind of maybe pull the brakes on it a little bit. So, Selen tweeted out on December 31st about being discharged from the hospital, right? Oh, so yeah, Selen was probably in the hospital at around this time, which means that they were probably contacting her emergency contact while she was in hospital, which is, I don't care how quote-unquote mindful of her physical and mental health you are, you can't just say that. That's like saying, I'm not racist, but, like, it's not a fucking exclude, you can't just say it and be, like, cleared for every... Anyway. So, Selen posted this on December 31st. There was a whole thing going on with, like, commas and, like, like punctuation, where people are like, oh, they use Japanese punctuation. People were pointing to, I think it's up here, December 26th, they talk about the video and then taking it down, right? And then down here, they talk about removing her access. And people were saying like, oh my God, they removed access on the 26th and she posted on the 31st. They necro posted about being in hospital. I don't, there's not any, unless Dokia says something, which if she has, let me know. There's no real official claim that they took away her access on the 28th, right? These are different paragraphs, different sections of the document, right? They aren't saying they took away her accounts on December 31st. I don't think, no, I may be giving them a benefit of the doubt, which in this situation is dumb, I know, but I don't think Niji would post about like her parents helping her after the accident, right? I don't think they do that. I don't think that's a smart play. So I don't think they necro posted on her account, and I think the people speculating about that were going a bit wild, because you don't say when they took access to her accounts, so we don't have a timeline really. And Selen did confirm that she was in the hospital, so no verifiable timeline when Selen made tweets and when Niji took over. Yeah, so there was a big story going around of like, oh my God, they took over her account and posted about being in the hospital, and then people identified like fucking the Japanese apostrophe or something, and like people started, we'll get into it, but people started going after like Anna and stuff. We'll get to that in a second. Because apparently they use like different fucking apostrophes, like Selen uses the vertical one, whereas in these ones she's using the curvy one. That's speculation. Dunk on Niji, they've been horrible this entire time, and they deserve criticism, and they deserve, you know, hate. Don't start fishing for shit that there's no quantifiable evidence of, because it weakens your argument, right? When you start just digging for random shit to throw, kind of just make sure all your shit is backed up by evidence. Otherwise, it makes the entire argument look dumb. Because there's a lot to pick apart in this statement. You don't need that. So, despite our efforts, Selen Tatsuki, expressed expectations for future compliance. Despite her efforts, Selen Tatsuki demanded that any color should be held legally responsible. She claimed that she was no longer able to engage in her activities as a liver due to decisions, which, I mean, technically she wasn't because they took her fucking accounts. Was being harassed by affiliated livers due to mismanagement, etc., while refusing to acknowledge her responsibility for violating the activity rules. Moreover, Selen Tatsuki insisted that if negotiations did not progress, she would proceed to release a statement regarding her claims to the public. This single paragraph is probably the biggest load of bullshit in the entire goddamn statement. It does so much wrong. Etc. You can't just say etc. when you're accusing someone of something. You have to list out all your claims. If you don't have more claims to make, you don't say etc. If you do have more claims to make, you say those claims. You can't just say, trust me bro, there's more shit. That's not a thing. That's not professional. If you're going to be transparent, you need to fully elaborate. Secondly, alluding to there being harassment by other affiliated livers, not expanding on it, not planning on diving deeper, is probably the biggest dumb fucking move you could make. The amount of shit this one sentence caused is truly mind-blowing. We're going to get into it in a second. But that single sentence has started an entire like wave of speculation about, oh, this person bullied this person bullied this person, there's like, no, there might be, there might not be. We'll get into that when we talk about Dokibird's statement afterwards. But unless, as a management, as a corporation, you are going to be very thorough in examining that and explaining it, and I still would recommend you don't, but you can't just offhandedly mention it, because now people think there's bullying going on, and regardless of whether it's been resolved and people are on good terms now or not, you have lit the fucking match, and VT went fucking crazy with this shit. So, yeah, good job. I saw people suggesting that they did it on purpose to put a target on the livers back instead of themselves. I don't think they're that smart. I think they're just dumb. But this single paragraph is probably... Jesus, okay. Anycolor believes that the claims raised by Selen Tatsuki are in fact referring to situations that arose when she was warned about her breaches of activity rules and attempts to shift the responsibility of these violations, damaging Anycolor and Nijisanji Ian's image. This led to the deterioration of the relationship between her, Any Color, and other livers affiliated with Any Color. Yeah. I'm sure, like, the damaging of your image was her and not... Like, in the same statement that you accuse her of damaging your image, you accuse your own fucking livers of bullying each other. What is... What, what are they doing? Actually, this... When I said this is the worst statement that they've... like, termination statement I've ever seen, this is why. This is truly mind-boggling levels of incompetence. Considering the irreparable damage to our company's reputation and threat to the ongoing activities of our affiliate livers, we regretfully concluded that the termination of our affiliation contract with Selen Thing was unavoidable. Oh, they do say up here, Any Color firmly believes that we and other livers under our affiliation have not engaged in unjust practices towards Selen Thing. Basically saying, she's crazy, we were in the right, the other livers were in the right, she was just in the wrong and claiming shit that didn't happen. Which is not a good look. You're just calling someone a liar. They claim to be bullied and you are apparently saying, nah, you're not. That's not a good look. Because, okay, I'm going to very, very briefly mention it because it's a very sensitive topic and I don't think it's necessarily on me to talk about it. But the reason Doki came out saying that she was in hospital is because of an attempt, she phrases it as, which is not our business to poke into. But if somebody gets to that point in a workplace, like Nijisanji, if they get to that point in their mental health, something is wrong. Something is going on. Like, you have fucked up somewhere. You have done something wrong and you need to take a look at yourself in the workplace that you're engaging with. If not only one liver is feeling that way, but a lot of livers who have, after graduating, come out and been like, man, talked about kind of the workplace they were from, obviously using plausible deniability. There's an issue with your workplace. You're doing something wrong, and basically coming out and being like, no, she was lying. We have a great workplace.
They should have let Selen graduate Yugo style.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good. Okay. Right. Since becoming a part of Nijisanji EN in July 2021, Selen Thing has undeniably played a significant role in the growth of Nijisanji EN. We fully understand that our decision to terminate the contract will have significant impact on Selen Thing's fans and supporters of Niji EN. Ensuring responsible content creation through adherence to the activity rules is fundamental to our mission. It is with deep regret that we must part ways with our affiliated liver, Selen Thing. Could not reach an agreement on our point of views, however, we'd like to ask for the understanding of our fans to the circumstances that led to this decision. You can't shit talk someone for 2 pages straight and then be like, please understand. This is the equivalent of someone making like a 10-minute call-out YouTube video and then at the end be like, okay now guys, but don't go and hate on them, don't go harass, like, you can't just plaster that shit on at the end and expect it to negate all the shit that you just said. Yeah, after thorough internal evaluation by our own staff members, we've concluded that we did nothing wrong. It's like...
Penumbra, fuck you.
In Europe, in that situation, a criminal investigation would have been opened. An employee doing that is grounds for firing the entire board.
Yeah, but it's Niji. I don't know if they even have a... Who's going to investigate Niji, apart from Niji? So, as of today, 5th of February, Selen Thing's activities will cease, her YouTube membership will be closed, and her social media accounts will be made private. We'll also gradually halt the sale of merchandise and voice-related content. Please note that merchandise produced in 2023 featuring Selen Thing, including her in the lineup. We'll get to merch in a minute, because, oh god. Selen Thing's revenue payment for these is either been already completed or is planned to be settled by the end of February. Episodio will be Rose, me, and Petra. Sincerely thank the fans who supported Selen Thing and apologise for any inconvenience caused by this announcement. We humbly request your support for Obsidia and Nijisanji in the future, and then contact there. Literally, they were like, yes, they were like, we are right, fuck Selen, but also, oh my god, please understand. Right. So there's the statement. Selen wasn't told about that statement. She found out at the same time everybody else. This statement got community noted to fucking high hell, which is hilarious. First about the contradiction between not getting the rights and her obtaining the rights, and now with the lack of communication to the creators, which... Oh boy, there's a story there as well. So, her VODs have been privated. Her Twitter is private. Thankfully, there are backups. You can find them. And let me see. When did this come out? Yeah, so... I tweeted about her VODs being gone, and somebody replied. There are websites that you can get where if you still want to see Selen VODs. Now, when I say the reaction to this was not pleasant, I have never seen the VTuber community so unitedly against Niji. Now, it changed. The goalpost changed eventually, and there are some people that are now, again, like being Niji apologists. But in this moment, fucking everybody was coming for their ass. This was like a beatdown. Like, if you know a VTuber, chances are they replied and they were like, what the fuck? KU was here, Lucy was here, Milky was here, Sai was here. Bro, fucking the entire squad rolled up on Niji. Like, the entire fucking VTuber community pulled up and were like, nah. It was kind of cool, in a way, to see everyone kind of agreeing that Niji was in the wrong for once, as opposed to... Yeah, bro, Aetho went so hard. Heartless, deplorable corporate scumlords swimming around in their own greasy word slot. Pathetic. Aetho's so based. So yeah, there was that. And, well, let's just keep going with the Niji statements. So, if I go to... I can probably find my own reply to it. I replied to a false tweet about this. Here, right. So False tweeted this. This is how I first saw it. False was on the ball for this whole thing, like, as per usual. But so if you go to these, I think IR is like... is it like investor relations, I believe, is what it stands for. It's basically a part of their website, like their professional business, whatever website, right? And so they have all like their financial highlights. They put this out. Impact of decision to terminate the affiliation contract with the Nijisanji EN Liver on our financial results. 160 kilobytes. What do you think's in here? What do you think? What do you think is in here? How many words? Not many. Impact of the decision to terminate the affiliation contract with Nijisanji EN Liver on our financial results. On February 5th, 2024, NA Color made the decision to terminate our affiliation contract with the Nijisanji EN Liver Selen Tatsuki. The impact of this decision on our financial results will be negligible. Now, if I had to write the worst possible thing that you could ever fucking say following the Selen termination, I couldn't come up with this shit. This is Disney villain levels of cartoon bullshit. To not, like, okay, to first of all do that to Selen, be that much of an asshole, right, is terrible. To come out and basically be like, yeah, nah, she was just a number, we don't give a fuck, you know, like, it's not going to affect our bottom line, is mind-boggling. I don't understand. It's...
And this, kids, is why there's laws around termination. Here it's 1 week per year working for a company plus 2 days pay per year worked.
Yeah, well, normally you're not... VTubers don't work by laws. The VTubers get terminated whenever the fuck they want. So, again, when this came out, people were like... What? Like, I'm at a loss for words. Also, props to False for using dark mode. I'm so sorry. He's a better man than I am. Like... It's just, I cannot wrap my head around who thought this was an appropriate thing to put out. It is, not only is it like unprofessional, but it's just inhumane. And it kind of just, I think for once and for all showed the underlying ethos behind Nijisanji, like the way they think. And you know when people use my screenshots because I forced the dark mode? Yeah.
She was just their biggest female N-liver with 800k subs and 1 in 11 views for all of Niji.
Yeah, negligible. Just a little streamer. Sometimes I have dark mode enabled, but I wish people would stop using fucking PDFs with white and black text. Like, please use dark mode. If you're gonna fuck me in the ass, at least don't screw me in the eyes as well with your goddamn light mode bullshit. Please don't be Kai. So, people were not happy. And this is what I said when I was talking earlier about, like, even if you take them at the most charitable, right? Even if you give them not just the benefit of the doubt, but like truly an incomprehensible amount of naivety, they still fuck up with this because they insinuate that there's bullying going on, throwing all of their livers under the bus, right? they show their hand at treating their talents like just numbers and not actual people, and being just essentially fucking corporate assholes who could not give a shit about the mental health of their talents, right? And you just shoot yourself in the foot overall, because now with that being revealed, the entire statement reads differently. Because now that you've read that statement about, oh, they're negligible, you go back and read the statement and you go, oh, yeah, no, they're... Of course I don't believe them anymore. Because if you look at this from the perspective of a fucking soulless corporation that just wants your money, it reads a lot... It makes a lot more sense. So... Not only was it a terrible statement, it was terrible PR handling. And then they have the gall to insinuate that Selen harmed their reputation as opposed to... whatever. So, there was some pretty good memes coming out about the CEO being like, sink the yacht, and basically shitting on him because the CEO is the worst. And there was also... There's a picture of like the CEO of Niji holding like a piece of paper for Selen, being like, oh my god, my Oshi, and that didn't age very well. Although people did edit him into a clown, which was very amusing. So... Following that, there was a few artists that came out. I don't remember if I bookmarked them. Shit, I don't think I did. Okay. But there was a few artists that came out basically being like... Because if you saw it in the community notes, lack of communications with creators, a bunch of artists came out basically being like, no, when I was commissioned by Selen, it was Nijisanji that fucked me over. There was one that came out saying they sent me an NDA 3 times with the wrong fucking... email, like the wrong name on it. So they sent me an NDA, not for me, 3 times. Another one came out with a similar story, and there was a lot of these stories of like, Selen was great to work with, but Niji dropped the ball on like payments and NDAs and stuff, and that was why shit didn't go through, right? Which is just kind of disproves the whole, you know, story they're trying to spin of like, oh, Selen was the problem. And then following the monumental fuck up that was this statement, so like they have lost so many like partners, right? Let me see if I can find the yeah. So Height, which does like PC specs, so the like the PC cases and stuff that you see for different livers, they dropped them. They basically came out being like, we've made the decision to terminate our current projects with the vtuber group. Everything is going to get refunded. There was also Nekomata did it as well, which is like a merch, like a merch. Let me see if I can find it. I think these were the first ones I saw. These are the ones that I saw. Yeah, here. Oh wait, no, this is Mofa Merch, but this is also true. So Mofa Merch is another one. I think Mofa Merch is a fan merch place. Yeah, Height is owned by iBuyPower. Well, you saw the iBuyPower YouTube account in chat on her return. That's incredible. Yeah, iBuyPower is huge. Yeah, oh yeah, they also did tweet at Hein. Wait, where is it? I think it's in the replies. Yeah, I think it was replies to, like, it was either replies to Falsy's tweet or... Where is it? Was it beforehand? Because people noticed beforehand that, like, Height, like, the Height, like, website was down for the Niji parts. And people were like, what's going on? And then, yeah, they tweeted, like, I guess Height is negligible in response to the Niji thing being like, oh, negligible financial impact. You found one of the artists? Oh, thank you, Micro. Let me get my Discord. Yeah, she even paid it. This is one of the artists. I want to say it was amazing work with Selen. She was very kind and responsive. She even paid it out of her own personal PayPal account, and the company hadn't paid me months after waiting. There was a few of these. Oh yeah, not to mention they failed to send me NDAs 3 times because they wrote someone else's name down on it. Bro, the level of fucking incompetence here is insane. Anyway, so there's a few artists like that. Height tweeted out being like, I guess, weird, negligible, and then they ended their relationship. Mofa Merch tweeted out basically being like, okay, I guess we're ending ours as well. Oh my god, there's so many. There are so many. Yeah. So Studio Nekomata also announced that we have 47,000 likes. This was the first one I saw. Basically saying that they're going to be selling them at a loss and then donate the proceeds to mental health resources, which is based of them.
Dude, Twitter was great for a bit there. Every time I refreshed the feed, it was a new company dropping their contract with Niji.
Yeah, and then you got like Height did it, Mofu Merch did it. Just the negligible financial impact might not be as negligible as they thought. So this was kind of funny for once, because okay, when we've seen previous like Niji dramas, right? Normally it doesn't go anywhere. It happens. People are like, oh, Niji, and then it doesn't go anywhere. This time, people were not having it. This shit blew up. This shit hit. Like, I'm pretty sure Asmongold saw it. Moist Critical saw it. Fucking, I literally just before I went live saw a fucking Pyrocynical video on it, which I didn't even know that guy was still making videos, but I guess he is. This shit hit mainstream, and so the amount of like views and like mainstream attention it's got was insane, and the backlash has been wild. So some pretty negligible impact, no longer negligible. But it wasn't all haha Niji bad good stuff, right? Because actually no, let me talk about, there were some other stories that came out. One of the other ones was Sayu. You know Sayu, voice actor, he awesome shark boy. Let me pull up his Twitter really quick. Sayu's really cool. Sayu. He had a video, he had a clip go out that basically talking about his application to Niji, where they were like, they basically demanded he fucking drop his voice acting to be a Nijisanji member, which is wild because for contrast, like Hololive doesn't have that. Hololive, I think it's Crony still does like VA stuff in her past life. Fucking Callie's past life is like the worst kept secret in the entirety of VTubing. So yes, voice acting is Sayu's main thing. He is a professional voice actor. He's really fucking good. It is his like thing. VTubing, I think, it's still something he likes, but I think voice acting is like his really like his main thing. And so to demand that he stop doing voice acting to join your fucking agency is ridiculous. Oh yeah, here's another one. Another person dropping their Niji merch. Good stuff. So yeah, that came out as well. That clip, and there was I couldn't go over all of them, but there was quite a few people coming out being like, yeah, Niji bad. A lot of the past Niji talents, so like Misters, definitely a secret new life that you definitely don't know, definitely not black by a different language. Nina's new, like there was a few people that responded to it. I couldn't go over all of them, but people came out with stories. There was also some really fucking funny ones. So the Indonesian Wikipedia on Twitter, the channel. I don't know if this is the official one or if it's like a meme account, but it has a lot of followers, so I assume it might be official. Tweeted out about basically having, they put in, where is it? I should have bookmarked it. I didn't when it happened. Is it here? I can't. Oh, you know, here it was. Basically tweeting out being like, I can't read it, but they changed it so on the Wikipedia definition of black company, they put Nijisanji at the bottom. Because if you, a black company, right, is one of the ongoing, I don't want to call it a meme. I've said bad things about it. I've never been one of the people that was like, yeah, Niji's a black company. Well, whoops. Mainly because there was no evidence at the time to suggest they were that bad. More and more as time goes on, I still am not fond of being one of those people chanting like, black company, black company. But the more time that goes on, the more evidence that comes out and the more stories that get told, the less and less you can deny it. So yeah, in one of the Indonesian Wikipedia page, they put fucking Nijisanji as one of the definitions of fucking black company. I don't know if it's still there, if it's been edited out. I don't see it. Yeah, nah, it may have been edited out. But regardless, funny. So that happened. What else happened? Oh yeah, okay. Before we get into like the harassment issue that happened that I want to condemn, the Nijisanji Twitter account, you know how I was talking about how they couldn't have possibly handled it worse? I was wrong, because guess what they did, like, not long after graduating Selen. Do you want to know what they did? Do you want to know what they did? February 6th, for context, they tweeted out that Selen was getting terminated on February 5th, and then like a day later, her corpse isn't even cold. Nijisanji merch announcement, guys. You want to buy our shit? You want to buy stuff from us? We're not going to address anything. We're not going to respond to people. We're not going to talk about the public outrage that has been following our tweet. Just buy our merch. Just, guys, look, pay money. Hello. And again, people were not, because, okay, I think I'm funny. They were like, livers are here to serve. So I made a meme of just serving up a fucking termination notice. But yeah, there was like, I'm not funny, I know. And then they just kept going with it. They were just like, oh my god, guys, copy paste. And people were like, this is probably a scheduled tweet. You're probably right, but they should unschedule it, or they should delete it after when it went out and people were like, hey, this isn't it, fam. They should be like, yeah, you know what, we're sorry, we'll take it down. The fact that they are just so, they are so corpo. That's about the only thing. They just feel so soulless and so fucking irresponsive and not like, they just, it's kind of like when a big like AAA video game studio gets controversy, or like a big, you know, one of those big companies gets controversy and they just keep posting like the scheduled corpo Twitter tweets and not addressing it and not talking about it, and it just feels like it was run by a fucking robot. So yeah. And then there was even more because they came out, I don't know if it's still here, but they came out with the Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year. I'm not trying to get assassinated by Vietnamese VTuber community. They came out with merch for that. It's the Year of the Dragon. Neither Selen nor Alira are in it. So, like, the two dragons aren't in the Lunar New Year merch for the Year of the Dragon. So that was also funny. And just in general, they've come across as very, very tone deaf, right? Then there was meant to be a Nijisanji Mario Kart tournament, and they were like, after consideration of the current situation, we regret to announce that this event will be delayed so we can dedicate our full attention to prioritizing and ensuring the quality of our livers' well-being. We plan to reschedule this event for a date in the near future, and we will inform you when the new schedule has been confirmed. Greatly appreciate your patience. Trust us, guys. We care for our livers. That's why we said they were bullying each other, threw one under the bus, ignored you, tried to sell you more merch, and then called that liver fucking insignificant. But we care for our livers. Trust, we've had a massive morality change. Trust, bro. Last week, that wasn't me. I was different. I was built different. That wasn't me, bro. You don't understand. I was in a different head. Now I care about my livers. Trust me, bro. Like, such a change of heart.
The bottom news about you.
There are no bottom news about me. So, thank you for the super chat, Van. There's definitely no bottom news about me. So yeah, people were like, this is probably a shareholders pushing on them. Is the impact so negligible? I saw a meme, I can't remember where it is, I can't find it, but somebody made an edit of, Genshin Impact. They made an edit of the Genshin Impact like logo into negligible impact, and they were just posting it under Nijisanji. It was great. The memes have been fire. For once, I think the VTubing community for this at least small period of time was very much on the same page, and it was incredible. I did see people talking about the Niji stock, and I want to talk about that. This is another thing of, I think, people maybe getting a little bit ahead of themselves. So, if you look at any color stock, right, over the last month, people are looking at it and they're like, oh my god, look at this stock drop. Which, to be fair, it has dropped a fair bit, right? Like, it's dropped, like, I think 10% in the past, like, week or so. Yeah.
I feel like it's a C for the shareholders.
But this isn't unusual for... Like, this isn't unusual for Nijisanji, right? Like, people looked at around where, like, Sayu's termination was. Which... when... What date was... Does anyone remember off the top of your head what date Sayu was terminated? I can't remember off the top of my head. But people were pointing out, like, when Sayu was terminated... Or, sorry, not Sayu, Zion. Fuck, you know what I mean. 10th of March. When that happened, there was a stock drop, and then the stock kind of just shot back up again. Yeah, I think it was around here. There was a drop, but then it just kind of went back up. So I don't know if the stock dropping that people are hyping on, be like, oh, negligible impact, your stock's dropping. I don't know if this is actually like a super massive impact. But again, I didn't do economics in university. I don't know how the economy works. I haven't got the slightest fucking clue. So maybe people more knowledgeable than me have a better informed opinion on that. It has gone down, which is funny, just to look at the graph. But it will definitely have an impact, mostly because the fucking merch things. Like, okay, not only are people cutting ties with them, like height and whatnot, like their ability to get new people on board for merch is going to be so significantly impacted on the future. It's kind of wild.
4chan and Reddit were on the same page. Scary.
Yeah, when you get 4chan and Reddit on like the same side, I think probably Tumblr was fucking even agreed, which is weird. Like, the alliance of the autists has come. All the tisms have aligned against Nijisanji. There is no hope of surviving. But yeah, so there was some impact. I don't know if the stock is it, but I'm not super informed. But yeah. So that was their handling of it, which is already bad. It's already horrible, right? I don't think I need to explain why it's as bad as it is. And then it gets worse. So I'm not gonna dwell on this too much. I'm not gonna like highlight it. I'm not gonna show it because I don't agree with spreading this shit. But following the termination notice, where they talked about bullying and like within the livers, right? So many
what I
people.
Think most people don't
thank you for the
GT is
subject.
that investors are huge men hearers. Like, some of them make Mike Neko blush.
Not making
The
Neko.
value of that stock has like no basis in reality. It could spike tomorrow, and that would be that.
Stock, especially Niji stock, is very volatile and not a super good indication, I feel, but yeah, they've been hit in other ways. Thank you for the super chat follower. Their handling was bad, but following it, because they alluded to bullying going on within the company, people just started digging for shit and just digging into the livers, looking for screenshots, looking for like DMs, looking for like weird vibes. And leaks started coming out about different people in the company.
Nijisanji reportedly bought 170 million USD of their own stock to stabilize.
I don't know if that's legal. I don't know if I don't trust your trust me bro source. If it's true, that's fucking wild, but I don't know if that is possible. But yeah, so there was a lot of quote-unquote leaks coming out, most of them from 4chan, obviously. There was the Scarla Aster one. There was the Luca one, the Enna one. People were hating on Millie. I made a tweet about it, actually. Which, I think I would just read my tweet, because my opinion is still being the same, right? Where is it? Where did I read it? Yeah, I said, you can't seriously hate Niji for what they did to Selen and then turn around and harass Millie for the shit there's not even any damn evidence she did. If you really care for the talents and are mad about what Niji did, don't perpetuate even more harassment, you absolute morons. That was my general take. If you were angry at Niji because they treated Selen like shit, the solution to that isn't to go on to speculate more about different people and make them suffer, right? Can I confirm that there's no bullying going on? No. I mean, Doki's statements post when she came back insinuate that there's some sort of really negative work environment going on. I don't know who did it though. I don't know, like, I don't know if there is maybe bullying going on. I can't say one way or the other, but I do know that speculating on it with very little evidence doesn't help anyone. You're just inflicting more harm on the livers that you claim to care about. You're pulling a Niji, right? You know how Niji was like, we care about our livers, and everyone dunked on them? You're kind of doing the same thing, right? You're basically just hating and harassing a liver and then being like, no, but I care about the livers. Same shit happened with fucking Henya and Pikami when she graduated, right? People were like, oh my god, Pikami got harassed. I love her so much. Why would people do this? And then proceeded to use that sentiment as ammunition to harass a shit ton of trans people. And like, I cannot emphasize enough that that is not the play. That is not a good thing to do. If you're sad about someone being harassed and you care for them, the solution isn't to use that to then go and harass more fucking people. Especially when the extent of your evidence is, I saw it on 4chan. Stop it. Get some help. Like, truly incomprehensibly unbased behavior. Now, I unfortunately saw some of those tweets. Some people were calling them doctored. Some people were calling them not. I can't say if they are or aren't. Some people were immediately calling it fake, fake, fake. I looked into them. Some of them do line up. But even if that is the case, I don't think delving into it and promoting that shit is... It's still not good, right? It's still not something you should do or buy into. Now, and I don't think anyone's going to drop names. I don't think Doki's ever going to drop names. I don't think anyone's going to drop names just for because the amount of shit that would spew from that is unreal, right? So while it sucks and while it'd be great to be able to hold people accountable, at the end of the day, all you're going to do is cause harm to the people that are already kind of hurting, right? You're not really going to help. Have you seen that the anonymous hacker known as 4chan would lie to me? Potentially. 4chan, not exactly an unbiased source of information. The Luca mod thing that I saw was one person's account of a mod that had been, I think, banned by Luca in his past life.
I got dead.
Is it a reliable account?
Graduated.
Maybe. What are you going to do, though? Like, what is the active thing you can do? In my opinion, right, if you truly don't like Nijisanji, which you probably shouldn't at this point, the best thing to do is just to pick your livers, watch them, but not support Niji. I wouldn't buy Niji merch. I'm just saying, like, people were going on and back and forth about this. Like, is it fair to punish the livers for shit that the company did? Is it fair to unsubscribe from the livers because of what Niji did as a company?
And I felt uncomfy as both a queer person and a Pikami fan.
Yeah, that whole situation was uncomfortable as fuck, right? One person's account is not enough for me to condemn someone. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're the fucking queen or a Discord mod. It truly doesn't matter. One person's account, especially a probably biased person's account, isn't enough for me to be like, yeah, throw a hate brigade at them. So with all the speculation, what are you going to do with it, right? Like, what is the active thing you can do? If you believe it, you're free to stop watching. You can stop watching the person if you believe it personally. I think it's a very safe thing to do. But going and harassing him, because you understand that the other Niji livers can't just then be like, yeah, fuck him and ditch him. Like, the other Niji livers then have to just put up with it the same as he did. And you're doing it off of speculation. You don't have any fucking concrete proof. So like, yeah, and so many of those people are like, I don't want to add fire to I don't want to add fuel to the fire. I don't want to cause any more controversy. And it's like, really? Really? And that's why you tweeted it? I swear to God, I just remembered, in that fucking reply, if somebody has the tweet for that, I can't remember if anyone has it, but in the fucking reply, somebody was like, wow, this sounds kind of wild. Do you have any sources? Do you have any receipts? Do you have any evidence? And she was like, nope. I didn't save any screenshots, but people will back me up. So it was a trust me bro tweet. We do not condemn people off of trust me bro tweets. This is not how we operate. If someone could send me the link, I'd like to look at it again. I'm not going to show it on stream just because, again, I don't want to fucking spread that shit, but... More saying she had confirmation from the livers and screenshots leaked later. Who's so she's saying it? Again, I'm just... Internet hate is very, very damaging to a person's mental health, and I think you have to be very careful about where you send it. And I'm not about to direct a hate mob. Well, I don't have the power to direct a hate mob, but I'm not about to like contribute to that hatred based off of second-hand account and screenshots and shit that I can't confirm personally. That's just my take on it. You, as an individual, are free to look up the evidence as you so please and make your own decision on it. That is your right. And if you decide you want to stop watching any given liver because you believe or don't believe it, that's your right. I would still, even if you think it's true, urge you to not become part of a hate mob, if only because you would be hurting probably most of the Niji livers, not just the ones that you don't like, right? It's not a very constructive form
Penumbra,
of
fuck you.
You're doing a great job, Sweaty,
retaliation.
explaining Niji drama.
I Numbro's mum. My mum doesn't know I make streams. My mum doesn't know what I do. She doesn't know. She still thinks I'm a Rocket League streamer. But yeah, one of them was like, I'm not gonna I said I wasn't gonna delve into it too much, and then I delved into it a bit too much. I am the worst. But yeah, you if you see things and you want to look into it and confirm for yourself, do so. I am not going to spread or promote that kind of behavior just because I don't think it's constructive in the long term. And speculating about it, I think only hurts the livers. That being said, I'm not getting any Niji merch. I'm not going to be giving... Shut up, Loppy. I'm not going to be giving them any money. Is that fair to the livers? Not really. Is it fair to impact a liver's livelihood because of actions taken by the company? No. But at the end of the day, if you give the livers money, or if you buy Niji merch, you are putting money in the hands of the people that are actively abusing their talents, and I cannot morally justify that, right? Even if it sucks. This is ultimately my biggest problem with agencies, and now I'm not an anti-agency person. I love agencies. I love Hololive, love Idol, love fucking AN. I love them, right? Amazing. I'm not an anti-corpo person. The worst thing about them is that ultimately, if anything goes wrong with the company, they end up kind of holding their talents hostage, because you cannot hit the company without hitting the talents, and you don't want to hit the talents because the talents are good and you like the talents, so you don't want to hurt them, but you can't hurt the company, and you can't make your voice heard about the company and actually damage their bottom line without also hurting the liver. So like, it becomes this weird hostage situation where you feel that you can't really do what you want to do because your favorite fucking VTuber will be caught in the crossfire. It's my big gripe with agencies. Now, most of the time, it's not a big deal because, you know, something like Idol, they're not going to have any... Idol has never done anything that would make me want to condemn them, so I have no issue. But it is an unfortunate consequence of agency format. I think they were bleeding subscribers. Yeah, there was a lot of subscriber bleeding happening. There was one tweet I was thinking of, and I don't know if I can find it.
Penumbra, fuck you.
Thank you for being so based while covering this.
I try my best. Thank you for the super chat, Aquabirdie. I normally try and take like a middle ground and be not very reactionary. Fuck Niji. I'm saying that very firmly now. Fuck them. They've proven... I've given them too much benefit of the doubt in the past. Fuck them. They suck. Objectively, behind the scenes, this situation has shown beyond a shadow of a fucking doubt in my mind that they are trash in terms of management and behind the scenes, like, culpability. I think the livers, for the most part, are fine. I think the livers are good people for the most... Like, nothing I've seen so far has made me want to hate the livers en masse. I think most of them are still good people. But management? The company as a whole? Any colour? Fuck them. Actually, just fucking drown. I do not care. There was a tweet that came out. So, the thing I was saying earlier, the thing I liked the most about this situation was that for once we were all kind of on the same page, right? Like, normally you have like the Niji apologists and the Niji haters, right? And the Niji haters are like, Nijisanji Black Company, Nijisanji Black Company, burn it to the ground, fuck them all. And the Niji apologists are like, Niji has never done anything wrong, ever. They have, you know, they're always the best. You guys are just haters, right? And for one brief moment, everyone kind of came together and were like, fuck Niji. The Niji apologists were like, fuck Niji. The Niji haters were like, fuck Niji. Everybody hated this. The CEO was getting blasted on every social media. It was great. Now the goalposts have moved, right? Like, there was a tweet I saw of someone basically, I think they were either quote tweeting the Nijisanji statement of like, we care about our livers or something, right? Where they were like, some of you guys want Nijisanji to burn to the ground. They've apologized. They've said they're working on it, but you guys don't care. And it's like, ugh, we're back to this. Like, we have once again separated the discourses back. You know, once again have the Nijisanji apologists that are like, guys, but they apologized. They said they were sorry. They said they were sorry. Can you forgive them? Oh my god, guys, but they apologized. And then you have, again, the Niji haters that would, quite literally, like if every liver is like channel burned to the ground. Both of those are extreme. I don't want the livers to lose their livelihood. I don't want them to lose their source of income. I don't want them to have to stop. On the other hand, Niji is fucked as a company. I don't think you shouldn't be apologizing for the company. Like... let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it was this one. Livers themselves stated that the company's their current livelihood and wish to stay. Nijisanji said they're changing. Some folks still want the whole branch to burn because you don't care about any liver from the get-go.
Is telling. People hate the company to the point they want the livers without the company ban.
I would honestly, if everyone from Niji went indie tomorrow, I would not be sad. Like, I think that would honestly be the best of them. I truly I'm sad that they're in that situation. It sucks to know that the livers that you like are in a situation where they're probably stuck and can't fucking leave this basically a fucking abusive company, right? It's this person's tweet. People did not like this person's tweet. And Niji making one tweet basically saying that they're going to do better means fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's not even worthy of consideration. It is empty words. They have been told time and time again that they've fucked up. People have been angry at them for ages. People have been trying to raise these concerns for a while. They haven't changed. One tweet being like, oh, we care about library, that's not enough. It doesn't mean anything. It's fucking useless. You have to actually make changes over time and prove that you're changing. That doesn't happen within 3 days of your fuck up. That happens months down the line.
Do they some sauce for the boots they're licking?
So, do I think the livers should graduate? I think it'd be good. I wish they weren't attached to the company. Some of them don't want to, though, and that's their prerogative. Do I think they fail? No. Do I want them to do badly? Of course not. The livers don't deserve to be punished for their agency being dogshit. Most of them probably can't leave or aren't in a position to leave or are scared that they won't be able to keep doing the job they love if they leave. That's not their fault. They should be able to say if they can, and I don't necessarily want the entire Niji... I don't want it to burn to the ground purely because that would hurt the livers, but if the livers decided to leave and there was no more Niji EN, I wouldn't be that sad. But this whole statement about, like... No... It's not about abolishing the establishment, it's about changing management. I don't think you can change management. I think it's rotten to the core. The fact that they made that statement about Selen being negligible, the fact that they mishandled this so much, they immediately tried to sell merch. The previous fuck-ups they've had with Luxium. People went for Luxium, by the way. That was another thing that I discredited that statement on. Was like, people were calling Luxium like childish for their, the way they reacted to their live concert being cancelled, and that rubbed me the wrong way. I did not like that tweet because I think Luxium was perfectly in the right to be pissed off about that. I don't know. I think if you care about the livers, you should be angry at Niji. I understand wanting Niji to continue purely for the livers' sake, but I think in a perfect world they wouldn't need the livers. I don't know if you can change Niji at this point. I think it's too big a company. When a company gets a certain size, making any sort of big change is almost impossible because it's not... Even if the CEO changed, I don't know if it would actually cause any massive difference. So, yeah. You can support the livers if you wish, keep watching them, but I would highly encourage you to not support the company. And in the future, when shit comes out about Niji in the future, I'm going to be... I've admitted I'm biased before, but now I don't like saying I'm anti-Niji because I don't like being lumped in with that crowd, but I'm very much not on their side anymore. I cannot support them anymore. I can't just pretend like everything's okay behind the scenes. Like, now that you know how they operate and what they're like. I saw there was a false clip as well where he was like, this almost happened to someone else, but they lawyered up and basically managed to just go their separate ways. Not sure who he was talking about there, but False has got those insider deets. Yeah, I don't know. All the people graduating as well is not a good sign. What is a good sign though, and what is good and what you should encourage you to do, is Dokibird, who is Selen, we can say it. There's no hiding now. Nobody's like, oh, I did it in the short. People were like, why are you hiding it? And I don't think people detected the sarcasm. But Dokibird, who is Selen, came back to like 100,000 fucking people. and she's already at like 475,000 subscribers, and it's kind of incredible. There's her channel. I'll actually put it in the chat as well. You should go subscribe because she's great. Yeah, go help her reach 500,000. It'd be really funny. Tsuruki came back. I was watching her debut stream in a VC with the boys. It was pretty based. There was a lot of things she said about her previous company, not directly, that were like, oh my god, apparently she made no fucking profit last year, which is wild. Apparently her mum was like, yeah, how did you, because she spent like 200 grand on her own projects and made nothing, which is kind of wild. Yeah, she hit monetization after 3 streams. It was pretty sad as well, because she talked a bit more about her mental health and like the stresses of the company, but she also seemed really excited about, she has a manager that's helping her. Like, it seems like she's on the up and up, and it seems like she's off to a really good start. I'm happy for her, honestly, truly happy that she's had this successful of a return. Yeah, Mr. Man, my beloved. When I heard the Mr. Man thing, I just remembered the fucking this thing. You guys seen this meme? Have you guys seen the man meme where it's like Batman, but it's man, so it's just man. You take away his ears. It's just this fucking image. Every time she said Mr. Man, this popped into my fucking head, and I couldn't stop goddamn laughing. But yeah, so it's good that she's got the support, and she had a very similar to like Matara moment where she was like, oh my god, I have a manager that can help me, and I can get sponsors for things, and I can play Neopets. I need to play Neopets sometimes. I debated inviting Bree onto a stream where she teaches me how to play Neopets, and I don't think Lopi's played Neopets either, and we just have a stream where she tries to indoctrinate us. Because every 20-year-old female VTuber I know plays fucking Neopets. I don't know why. I don't know why they play Neopets. I don't know what it's about. I've never tried it. I've never touched it. It might be funny. Might be a funny stream. But yeah, it was kind of wholesome to see her like her tweets about things as well. Let's see. So here's Dokibird's Twitter. You should go follow her. And yeah, so she talks more about like her attempt and the poor environment she was in and everything like that. There's so much art came out. So much art. Fan artists were on some shit, man. They were like they were cooking. Within like a day of her coming back, even less than that, I saw like some incredible fan art going up. It was Mr. Man and his new helper, Little Man. Oh my god. Oh, apparently she was like, when she was going through it, like one of her friends was also helping her, which I think is Mumi. I can't remember her past life name, I'm sorry, but I think it was Mumi, so that was kind of based. Talking about the I'd encourage you to go read the tweets. I don't necessarily want to read them out because it's not really my shit to tell, but I'd encourage you to go watch your streams, subscribe, read these tweets if you want more context. It was it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of wholesome. Again, every cloud silver lining, that optimistic bullshit. Oh yeah, it was Shachi, that was one. Yeah. I can play Neopets on stream, oh my god. Oh yeah, and she made a voice tweet, and she talked about, I think she made a tweet also like saying not to like harass people, not to like go after people and attack them and all that shit, which, yeah. So I guess that's probably a thing to take from it. She's on her feet, she's back, she's got her freedom, people are supporting her, she's doing well. Don't use that as a source of negativity to go and fucking harass other livers. Maybe give Niji some shit. The company, because they kind of suck. But yeah, I don't know. It was a shitty situation, but it wasn't all bad. It wasn't. It ended. I wouldn't say ended well, but you know, ended maybe as good as you could think. But yeah, I think that is basically the situation. I don't know if I missed anything. If any of you think... Is there anything I missed that you guys can think of? I think I hit everything in my notebook. Which... I don't think there was anything I sort of missed. Oh yeah, the fan name. Oh no, not about in general, just about the Selen thing. We'll talk about other news in after this. Yeah, she named her fan base Dragoons, right? Because that's what I saw on the stream. That's what I saw from the clips, and that's what I saw on Twitter. But then I had some people in the short correcting me, being like, "Oh no, she didn't name it Dragoons. She named it other things." And I was like, "I'm pretty sure Dragoons won like 2 out of the 3 polls." But I don't know. I saw fan art as well of like Dragoon designs. I think she named them. I think they're called Dragoons. I'm relatively sure. Everything I've seen has said that they called them... Is it Nesticles? It's Dragoons? The Nesticles thing was just a meme. Okay. I keep getting gaslit because, okay, I looked it up before I did my short and I was like, yeah, that's correct. And then after I put the short out, I got comments and people in the live chat being like, no, it's Nesticles. And I was like, fuck, have I got it wrong? Okay, you're just gaslighting me. Good. Good. You're fucking with my head. Love that. Love that for me personally. Oh, she said she named it Dragoons because you can't copyright Dragoons because it's actually a word, which is fucking hilarious. Oh yeah, Freebirds was also a suggestion. I did like the part of her stream where someone in chat was like, why are you not using our suggestions? And she's like, because your suggestions are shit. It was fucking funny. Because she kept asking for like tag names and hashtags and fan names. And she was like, no, all your guys' suggestions are bad. It was great. I thought Freebirds was great. Sorry, I'm cracking my neck.
Penumbra, fuck you.
Nesticles greater than Dragoons.
I don't know, I like Dragoons just because it's kind of a middle finger to Niji. I thought, you know, they can't do shit about it, but it's like a perpetual fuck you. I like it. Wow. So yeah, I think that was most of the Selen situation. Unfortunate. I think, how many graduations have we had in fucking... We've had 3, right, so far. It's like February, and we've already had 3 Niji grads. That's kind of wild. 5? No, because Mika was last year. Right? Mika was last year, Poma was Poma technically last year? Fuck, it may be 5. I don't know. He wasn't even gone. Oh yeah, no, because he and... Was it him and someone else? I think it was him and Anna. I saw them playing shit. Poma was... Oh my god, we might be 5 by like next week. Holy shit, okay. But yeah, I think that's most of the news. If you want to go follow it up... by the way, I always put sources in my news short. When I put the short up in the description, if you ever want a source for anything, it's there. So, you know, if you're ever curious, you can go look there as well. More Niji graduations than Gura streams. I did see that meme of like every time Gura streams a Nijisanji member graduates. Okay. So I think we can move on from the Niji thing. If you were just here for the Niji thing, feel free to go. Feel free to pass on to whatever, maybe go watch the Super Bowl. I don't know. If you want to stick around for more, well, I wouldn't say more wholesome stuff. There's some other sad shit, but there's also wholesome stuff. Feel free. This is your indication. Let me just... What time? Oh my god, we spent like an hour and a half on fucking... Okay. Let's do some positive stuff, and then we'll do the other sad stuff at the end. Now, did you watch your Super Bowl? I don't know. I don't know how American football works. I just know it's big for, like, Americans. Nico, will I post my abs on X for Tenma? I hate to inform you guys, but I'm built kind of like a skeleton. I used to have abs, and then... Wait, is Tenma asking for abs? I feel like I need to look this up live on stream. Hang on. Did she? Hang on. Did she ask for abs? Oh my god, she fucking did. I know what I want for Valentine's. Shirtless. For Valentine's, we do muscle reviews. So match men rise and show me abs or arms for the hashtag me thirst. 2 pictures max and kindly cover your face with a sticker. Make a fox happy. I don't know if I'd be doing that, but hey, she's very brave. Oh yeah, I'll face reveal right now. I'm turning my webcam on as we speak. You guys aren't ready for this. You're not ready for the shirtless penumbra pic. Actually, I could probably just upload a white screen because it's probably what happened with my fucking pale ass skin. That is true. If anyone can handle it, it would be Tenma. Doing it as a collab? Oh god. Jesus. White rectangle. Anyway. Some cool shit. Ren, don't say it's a clown face reveal. That's so mean. I've got like, I hate to admit it, I'm kind of curvy and I don't know how to feel about it. I got feminine hips, man. You don't understand. You don't know. You're not ready. Oh fuck, my can. Well, whatever. Trade. I'm not trading. Where was I? Yeah, Ren. Fucking Splatoon. Music video. It was cool. You got an original song. It was good. You should go listen to it. I can't play it, but you should listen to it. Because Ren's a massive Splatoon nerd, and nobody stopped her from making it, so you might as well give it a listen. Oh, Matara's new... Okay, hang on. This is really funny, actually. So, Matara came out with a new model, which you probably heard of, and it was good. It was a cool model. Very, very, like, swingy. I don't quite know how to describe it. Like, strutty? It moves a lot. And it was really good. It's a good model. I fucking loved... False tweeted about it, but I saw it as well. I think I saw it on Reddit. Somebody did the fucking math on, like, how much of a buff she got from her new model. Like, hang on, wait, I can probably find it. Where is it? Where's the false tweet? Here. T-Face has tried to confirm that Matara's have increased in her new model by 46% in area, 79% in volume, and 21% in cup size. Y'all are so fucking weird, dude. This is why women don't speak to you. Y'all are cooked. You get no bitches. This shit was funny as fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, someone get Map. Oh no, we can't get Map Hat on this anymore because Map Hat fucking died and joined vshojo. But yeah, it's a cool model. It was very informative, very scientific. I appreciate the scientific accuracy from Purple Guy. Pulpul. Oh my god. This is what I should be using my science degree for. I don't know what, like, why. I'm not using it anyway. That's what I'm going to do for the book materialist. I'm just going to sit and I'm going to do volumetric analysis on each. Oh, I can't even finish that sentence. Oh. For my scientific paper that I'm going to submit to a journal article. Okay. Off topic, but for my master's degree, I did computer, like, some computer vision, right? Which is basically using computers to analyze images. I was using it to, like, track and analyze the volume of tumors. I think it wouldn't be impossible to convert the program to analyze anime titties. I could make, like, a fucking computer program, run every single VTuber's PNG through it, and get, like, a full fucking list, top to bottom, scientific analysis, submit it to Nature, get published, get a degree. It wouldn't be that hard. It wouldn't be that hard, because I was working with fucking, like, Cyberknife CT scan images for my fucking paper. Full-blown VTuber PNGs, that shit's easy. I could do it. I shouldn't do it, but I could. Should I do it? Maybe. I'll think about it. Look, I don't even have the work ethic to put out another fucking video in 9 months. It would just... But it'd be really funny. I'll think about it. Okay, hang on. I'll have a look. I still have my fucking my, like, project papers around here somewhere. I could have a look. No balls. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe as a gift. Maybe as a treat. Maybe as a little treat. New video went never. I'm never uploading again. I might. I don't know. It was my New Year's resolution and I never did it. So, you know. What else? Oh yeah, Elia did the Power World building tournament thing yesterday. And I don't know, she had someone like judging it, like some VTuber or something, like judging who wins, which to me I think is like,
be the hero that we need but don't deserve.
I wouldn't let this rabbit fuck judge me. What does she know about architecture? She's a VTuber, so you know. But like if you just cut out like this half, like if you just get rid of this half, pretty cool. It just make it like a rabbit shaped hole here. It was a pretty good collab. It's pretty cool as well. It was just they had all these people build Palward bases and there was like $1,000 prize. And then Lope panicked because she's a bottom bitch and didn't want to just award one prize, so she like out of pocket paid to give prizes to second and third because she's the worst and can't make decisions and can't back up those decisions. And so rather than actually, you know, making an objective analysis, she just threw money at the problem. Because, you know, it's the VTuber way. You don't hate me. No one could hate me. I'm so perfect. I'm loved by all. I'm beloved VTuber penumbral. You wanted to rise second and third place? Definitely not because you're a bottom bitch that can't make any decisions in her life, right? You're so allergic to confrontation, you couldn't possibly make a decision that might hurt someone's feelings. No, it's fine. We knew that about you. Yeah, completely unsurprising. There we go. We had that, did that. Okay, there's a few more stories that are... I wanted to end on positive stuff, but I also don't want to keep doing negative shit after the Selen graduation, so we're like going back and forth. I'm going to mention something, and I'm not going to talk about it because I truly do not know what it's about. False made a video about it. There's a VTuber named Aileen, from Japan. They're like one of the first VTubers ever, like back in 2014 or something, they uploaded videos, right? And there was a whole thing going on with her, like putting her like fucking suicide note on Twitter, and then talking about how bad the company was and how much like they were making her owe debt and harassing her. And then False got like some insider info from the company and showed their side. If you're interested, I would just recommend going and watching False's video because he had the like insider info. He went and collected it all. It's all in Japanese, so I couldn't make a translation myself. So I think False got Japanese subtitles on his video. So I'm mentioning it so that you know I'm aware of it, but I'm also entirely unqualified to talk about it. So there you go. It's there for you. I'm gonna be honest. Any other week, I might have dived into it, but with this week, so much shit has happened. I was like, do I have time to dive into another Japanese VTuber controversy with like a million translated Twitter threads and back and forth he should, she should? And I didn't, so I'm sorry. But False's video is out there if you want to go watch that. Just so I'm mentioning it so I don't get comments being like, oh, I need to talk about this. So there was that. VNU had a bunch of delays. They pushed back like their 3-day debuts and their new song, which I think is fine. They were doing it just so that it was up to a certain level of quality and so that they didn't rush anything out, which is fair. So it'll come out later, not a problem. My throat. Sorry, I was in the hospital yesterday, I think. I made a tweet about it. My throat is still a little bit fucked up and it's starting to kind of hurt. There's not too much to get through though. I should be okay.
Another tuber who wanted to do that?
Yeah, turns out VTubing, not the best mental health space. Yeah, I tweeted about it. Yeah. I'm funny on Twitter. No, it's not strep, it's for like, I have a thing called EOE, eosinophilic esophagitis. Very fun name to say. But they were just doing a checkup on that, but I didn't... They asked me... Okay. I've had it since I was a kid, so every time I've gotten one previously, I've been under general anesthetic. This time I was meant to get sedated, right? And I went in and the doctor was like, oh, you don't want to be sedated, right? And rather than be like, no, actually I'd like to be sedated, I was like, uh-huh. I just kind of nodded, and so I wasn't sedated, and they just kind of went in raw. And my throat was in pain, and my gag reflex was full blown, and it was not pleasant. So my throat is still, it was fine earlier, but now it's really fucking starting to sting. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, trust me, not fun. And did that. There was the Neon Beat thing. I think I bookmarked it, where I did not want to click on my notifications there. Thank God, there's nothing weird there. I think I bookmarked it. Yeah. So Neon Beat is a artist that did commissions for, I think he did it for like Vebe, but he's also did it for like Demi. And it came out that he basically has like 50 fucking people in his commission. Like he has like 50 people in his commission list that he has been basically stringing along for fucking years, I think, in some parts. He's just not doing commissions, but he keeps taking people's money. And then he made a tweet being like, it's because of mental health, but like, I don't think that excuses it, because you keep taking fucking commissions. And this leaked about like basically laughing at not doing commissions and then paying him, and yeah. It was certainly a thing. Basically afraid to communicate work we're not getting done, jump from one to the other without accomplishing anything. Sincere apologies, blah blah blah. I don't know. I read it. I don't believe it. It's one, if you're in a situation where you're not like, you know, getting shit done, I think it's understandable. I think everybody's been in that situation where you're like, oh, I'm not getting any work done, I'm not in the mood to work. But then you close commissions, right? Like you don't keep taking people's money. If you're in a mental state where you're not getting shit done, you stop taking people's money. And then maybe you apologize to the people whose money you took and you give them a refund. You don't just keep taking people's money for years and not fucking doing anything. So this whole thing, there was a lot of, apparently he screwed over a lot of people, Junie and Demi, and yeah. It was fun. I mean, by this week's standards, this is a positively mild drama, but taking people's money and not giving shit back is kind of fucked. I'm pretty sure he was also like using the limit amount of days for like PayPal refunds as well to make sure people couldn't ask for their money back. It was, yeah, it was. I mean, there was a screenshot came out of like him asking for the OC's name and then not replying for like a year or some shit like that. Like, so yeah, don't commission this fucking guy. There you go. There's your news. I think this is still under positive shit. Hang on. Whoops. Okay. The last thing I guess we'll end up on is, I don't know if Ophi's still going. If Ophi's still going, we can raid into her. I don't know if she's finished or not. I was kind of sad I missed her stream. But I saw some of it. I saw the beginning of it. I don't know if she's finished. She's been. Oh no, she's still going.
To all of the ghosties, thank you.
So Ophi's got her graduation stream going. I think she's reading out messages. Because this is her. I think this is her final stream. Yeah, because she's graduating. She's graduating today at least. I think this is her final stream as well. I was in there earlier. She's still going. It's been like 7 hours. It's fucking ridiculous. So I think we could. I mean, we could talk. Ophi's great. If you weren't following Ophi before, you should have been following her. Ophi's incredible. I love Ophi. She's awesome. She's like the one VTuber that doesn't bully me and is instead actually really nice to me, and you know that's rare in this day and age. And in a year of bunny girls, she has been the one shining light. So yeah, she's graduating as well. I'm not bullyable. Fuck you. Yeah, and a completely unrelated note, you should maybe go check out Umi Kyoko. They give a very similar vibes, and I feel like you should just if I just really quick. Oh man, wouldn't it be so quirky if, oh my god, if I did like a thing? Oh my god, wait, what if I did like What if I did such a quirky fun thing? Oh my god! So you see this this person? Oh my god! You should go follow them and you should go subscribe to their YouTube channel. If you liked Ophi, very similar vibes. You know, just incredibly familiar. Definitely not related in any way, but you know, like just wink wink nudge nudge. Okay. So yeah, Ophi's graduating, which is sad. But you know, we'll see her around. And I think rather than talk about her, we could just go say hi. We can go say hi. We can read into her. I don't want to see my YouTube homepage. Thank you. Give me the YouTube handle. Hang on. You can probably find it from the Twitter. Yeah, here. Is Umikyo. I will put that in the chat as well. There you go. Subscribe to there. Follow that on Twitter. Show her a lot of love. And also, unrelated, when we hop into Ophi's stream, you should show her love as well. And I'll speak to you guys. I think we're done. I think I covered everything. I hope so. Fuck, I hope so. I'm not looking more shit up. I'm so tired. My throat is so goddamn sore. Holy shit. But yeah, as usual, if you want to send me VTuber news, the Discord's a good way to do it, or on Twitter. And when I'm not on YouTube, I tend to be on Twitch, although I haven't been on Twitch a while recently. I was with Heavenly the other day. Why did I hit the Angie toggle? I forgot I had that. The more we know. I was on Heavenly's stream the other day. We were playing golf and Risk of Rain. It was really cool. And I didn't tell anyone about it because I didn't know it was going to be a stream until like 30 seconds beforehand. I apologize. But yeah. We'll go say hi to Ophi and wish her a happy graduation. Is that rude to wish someone a happy graduation? I don't know. But yeah. I'll catch you guys later. And yeah, I think we're done. We're done. I'm gonna go drink some hot chocolate. My throat is killing me. Thank you guys for dropping by. Hope it was informative. Hope you had a fun time. Blah blah blah. Go say hi. Bye.